Dave, we're talking about moving the washer and dryer into this area because we'd have to get a different refrigerator. Anyway, that would move, and this wall is the bathroom, the master bathroom. So Steve says we've got water and drainage that we could move it, and maybe even create some kind of a close off so you could close it when you're not using. So it's just cabinet space.
Right.
So that would be doable, and then Steve said it would be an upgrade to move the washer and dryer inside. Would be a plus.
And then we gain your space out there, which we'll go and do a video of that. But I'll just kind of back up and then we'll kind of hit this kitchen thing. So you can visualize where that refrigerator is. There'll just be a wall that will go across in line with basically about where that.
Where this is.
Yeah.
Where this wall is here.
Right. Yeah. So you can angle that off.
Yeah, but it could hold the refrigerator there. It could hold
Right.
it up for the washer and dryer.
Yeah. So you'd have a nice little laundry room right off the kitchen. That'd be a nice use of that space. And then over here. Do we have that door open? All right, so I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to back out. So you had an idea about going out with the bar, which you absolutely could do. I'll come this way. So this area right here. So Jack, why don't you, if you want to stand up against that, just kind of, yeah. So if you put that right, exactly right in there. So you definitely do that and create a pass through from where the kitchen sink is.
And you know what too though, Steve, if Dave wanted it where it would like be consistent with the counter inside, you could build up here if you had to bring the stools up. Right.
But the counter, this is just the sill.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So the actual counter, the kitchen is about right here at that
pass through, like in the past, he's talked about having a ledge here because you could put dishes out and stuff. So if you wanted it where you could just put dishes out, if it's down here, that might be hard to do. So maybe you could build up here so your bar stool, you could still do, it's doable for sure.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, there are a lot of options there, and you got space. The other thing is, and I'll show you from the inside, but you've got this window area that's just a box inside that you could create another pass-through if you wanted to go into the other room. So was there anything? Oh. So if you want to get naked, or if you want to get your wife to get naked, probably might be more appropriate. You could come over here if you're talking about going outside from the master bedroom. Which, by the way, that doorway has a roller shade, which is real nice, going into the master. You know, my thought on this wall right here is if you wanted to go higher, which I probably would, keep the cost down and just make it kind of a nice aesthetic addition. You just come in with a metal feature that could be run right along the top. You could run it right along the top. It wouldn't obstruct anything that you would want to see, but anything from that side, if you're out here taking a shower in the morning or whatnot, you'd have a lot of privacy. There really isn't anybody, unless they were over here in the community pool, but you know, and you're looking across there, for them to look into this area. You've got, of course, the trees there blocking this. The wall height is probably 4 feet. So you've got to, you know, you might want to take some of that screen security mesh and put it there so nobody can see through that. But there's, you have quite a bit of privacy in this area. Now, if you wanted to create more all the way around here to go up, you certainly could. I don't know that you'd want to go to that expense. You've got a pretty steep drop down, which is where you'd want that deck area to cantilever out would, and you'd probably get rid of that tree. You would cut out, you know, going this way, you could come out quite a ways. You have a nice addition here. So let's see how much time. Okay, I need to cut this one off.